Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Nerdy Bacon. Today, we have our holiday pumpkin brew-off.
That's right. We're testing the Joffrey's Pumpkin Brew. It's called the Not So Scary Pumpkin Brew, and it is a bewitching blend of pumpkin pie and vanilla. And Joffrey's is based in Tampa, Florida, and it is the Disney World coffee.
It is. After that, we're going to be trying Expedition Roasters Pumpkin Spice King. Obviously, Nightmare Before Christmas themed itself. So first up, we should have the Joffrey's coffee.
All right, you want to try it?
Sure. And you said this was a medium blend, right?
It's a medium blend. This one is caffeinated, and it comes already ground.
It almost has a bit of a darker blend taste to it, despite the fact that it says that it's medium blend. It's kind of nice. It doesn't have an extremely strong pumpkin spice flavor. I get mostly so it's not like just a completely dessert coffee. It's very much a coffee first. It has a little bit of the bitterness that a darker blend, a darker roast would have to it.
Yeah.
But you get almost a bit more of that pumpkin spice towards the end, actually. Like after you already swallowed it and after you've had it swishing around in your mouth a little bit more.
Yeah, this is kind of a very, I would say, standard.
It is.
And sort of medium intensity as far as the flavor goes.
Mm-hmm. I kind of like it because it's very much of a coffee first. So it's not one of these, they just tossed in a bunch of sugar, a bunch of syrups and stuff like that to it. It's very much I like coffee for the taste of coffee.
Yeah.
With a little bit of a hint of the flavor. But honestly, for me, unless someone told me that this was specifically a pumpkin spiced coffee, I'm not sure I would get it off the bat. I wouldn't get it right away.
Yeah, but it has a very nice taste.
It does. It has a very nice taste.
And it also smells very nice when you're bringing it up to the cup, up to your nose. It has a very nice, light, pleasant pumpkin pie taste to it.
It really does.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think of it with the cream?
I like it a little bit better with the cream. It's not a huge amount of difference. It wasn't very bitter or anything before.
No, but it does take a little bit of the edge off with the cream itself.
Yeah, exactly. And you get a little bit more of the flavors coming through. You can tell a little bit of the vanilla and stuff like that. One thing I love about Joffrey's is the fact that their artwork, at least for some of their Disney World bags, is really cute. Like
it's absolutely gorgeous.
Mickey
I love
and Minnie on the broomsticks type of thing. It's just really adorable.
It really is. It's enough that we have before framed the actual bag itself. The artwork is absolutely adorable, especially if you're a Disney fan with that Disney style of artwork.
All right, so that's Joffrey's.
I like it.
Now,
all right, next up is the Expedition Roasters. All right, next we have Expedition Roasters. Expedition Roasters with their Pumpkin Spice King. We got it in decaf, and I believe this one was already pre-ground as well, wasn't it?
Pre-ground. The one thing that I really like about Expedition Roasters is for a lot of their coffees, not all of them, but a lot of them, you can get it in whole bean ground or decaf, and it is really hard to find a specialty flavored decaf. So I really love that about theirs. What I also love is, I know we've mentioned before, is that they have, they try to avoid major allergens. So they're safe for anybody that has issues with nuts and dairy and eggs and things like that.
Exactly. It's just really nice and comforting knowing that, because we have people in our family that do have allergies, that we can get some of these fun flavors without having to really worry about whether it was contaminated from this allergen or this allergen.
Yes, and I appreciate that it's decaf, because a lot of the times when we have something flavored, we tend to like to have it at night as more of a dessert coffee. Yeah. So decaf works better for everyone in our group for nighttime.
Exactly.
And once again, Expedition Roasters knocks it out of the park as far as design goes. We have Jack sitting here, only his head is more of a jack-o'-lantern, like when he was the Pumpkin King at the beginning. And so they have, the side is just brewing instructions, but this side on the is like the Christmas list that he had.
Not that.
And the back is a little tombstone, and they have written a rhyme for it. So then the back says, and it's a long one this time, "Here sits the pumpkin spice king, having grown so tired of the same old thing. Fall after fall, it's the same pumpkin brew from the coffee chain shops on every city avenue. So being the master of fright and a roaster of delight, he crafted his pumpkin spice java from the fall moonlight. Now come and take a sip, and you too can attest that there are few who deny at what he does. He is the best." And of course, there's their slogan, "Brew your happy place." So yeah, this one is just another one that they've designed really well, and they theme it so well.
Gorgeously done design, absolutely. It's so far, I think, of all the ones that we've tried and all the ones we've seen. Now, it could be just the fact that I'm a Nightmare Before Christmas fan and all the rest of that. But I love this design that they went with the bag more than anything else. I mean, the back is gorgeous. I love the side itself. The front artwork is now stellar.
Yeah, it's like they think of every little detail, and they really do seem to love Disney and want to do a good job of their tribute to it.
Exactly.
I will say that when I was brewing this one smells a lot stronger. And I don't know if this is because this is like a limited run, and so that they just did this and sent this out, and the Joffreys may have been more of a mass-produced one and a little bit older.
True.
Or if their stuff is just that much more powerful.
Yeah, it could be, but just smelling it right away, you get a very strong pumpkin spice smell to it.
Yeah, it's
but
got
that's
a lot
pretty common
more
with a
oomph.
lot of theirs.
That's true.
In the past, we've had theirs, and it's always had a very strong smell to it.
I think they lead into a lot of, your smelling affects your taste.
Mm-hmm. That's a lot lighter of a roast of a taste than I was expecting.
Really?
Yeah. I get a lot, it seems like it's quite a bit lighter of a roast, so I don't get nearly as much of that darker coffee bitterness that I did with Joffrey's. But I seem to get a lot more of the pumpkin spice flavor coming through itself. But it's still really nicely blended.
He's just going to drink the coffee and do this review.
Pretty much.
You have to share the coffee, man. Don't bogart the coffee. Or the Funyuns. What's that from?
But you get quite a bit of the pumpkin spice aftertaste too.
Yeah. This one is interesting because, unlike some of the others, the hint of the smell you get and a tiny bit of the taste is very clovey.
It is.
Has
That's what I was thinking.
That sharp clove flavor to it. So it's heavy on the clove, and you get a little bit of the nutmeg next, and then the cinnamon. So it's kind of a reverse because most things go very heavy cinnamon. It's really good, but it's a different taste.
It's a different kind of pumpkin
for
spice.
most of the pumpkin spice I've tasted.
Yeah, you're right. It is very clovey.
Yeah. I would almost say, clove is like the lead flavor on it.
By far, I think.
So if you do not like clove, you may not like this one. I like it because it's a bit sharper.
Yeah.
As far as the flavoring goes, not the coffee. It's not bitter or anything.
No.
But I didn't find the Joffrey's to be bitter either. It still smells very clovey, but that kind of mellows it out. So
okay.
It kind of cuts the clove down a tiny bit. It's still a strong clove, but
that's interesting because it does. It takes the clove down, whereas a lot of times when you add the cream, it takes the coffee almost down aspect of it down a bit. This one, it took the clove down. You're right.
Yeah, but I will say that the clove is still the main flavoring in it. It's just not as powerful.
It almost seems a little bit more well-rounded, actually, when we added the cream.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So I think their blend is very different from most of the other ones I've tried.
It is. It's almost interesting because despite the fact that they're both pumpkin coffees, pumpkin spice coffees, I get the feeling that they're for very, very different times of the day. Personally, I wouldn't mind the Joffrey's in the morning because it has a lot more of that wake me up kind of coffee taste.
Yeah.
Whereas the Expedition Roasters, I would go more with a dessert coffee, not just because it was decaf and caffeinated, but because it has a bit more of that dessert aspect to it, whereas this one has a bit more of that wake me up kind of coffee flavor.
Yeah, exactly. This one's more heavy on the coffee flavor with just a hint. It is a nice blend, though.
It is.
With just a hint of coffee, of the cinnamon, and it does taste reminiscent of a very lightly flavored pumpkin pie because it has the vanilla in it, so that is nice. And this one is definitely one where you get more flavor coming through, and with a little bit of cream, possibly even like a little bit of whatever your favorite sweetener is, I think it would be very good desserty.
It could be. Especially maybe if you put like a little bit of ice cream or something like that in there, get a little bit melted through.
I think I would put it in the pumpkin pie one more.
Okay, I could see that.
Although I think it'd probably not
I think
be bad
they'd
in
be
both
win
of them.
either way.
Yeah,
Very different, but both very good. I'm impressed.
that's true. So yeah, if you want more coffee flavor and just a little bit of flavoring that's well-rounded, go with Joffrey's. If you want more clove than nutmeg than cinnamon, then I would say go with Expedition Roasters.
But I think it's a pretty solid choice either way.
I agree.
Well, thanks for joining us. Make sure to hit that little bell icon, like, subscribe, comment below. Let us know if there's anything else that you want us to try.
And we'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.